7ක කාලයක් ලැබේ.
Thank you, Honourable Presiding Member. I am fully aware, sir, that a number of speeches that I make in this House don't go down quite well, particularly with members of the government side. But I work on the basis that my views and the views of my constituency must be accurately voiced. And that is important because members opposite and members on this House, on this side, must know the true meaning of what our constituency says. And just because it might be unpopular or just because it might come up against some resistance, we must not try and edit what was actually said or done. In that respect, I wish to point out that the Honourable M.A. Sumandran's comments today with regards to a protest march that took place from Pottuvil to Poligandi over the last 5 days that ended on the 7th, he claimed that that march was based on 10 demands. Those demands were indeed made. There can be no doubt about that. But those 10 demands were not the only demands that were made. In fact, there were 4 core demands that were made, and those 4 core demands were enunciated or voiced by His Worship Velan Swami at the end of the march in Poligandi. The Honourable M.A. Sumandran did not wait till the conclusion of the march. He left early in a hurry. So I wish to place on record, because it's important to know that thousands of people, over 60,000 people marched from Pottuvil to Poligandi, not purely to make certain demands with regards to the government. They put forward core demands that were essentially political in character. And this House must be informed of those 4 core demands. The first one is the recognition of the Northeast as the Tamil and Muslim Tamil-speaking people's homeland, the recognition of the Tamils as a distinct nation, the right to self-determination of the Tamil nation, and the referral, and this is important here, the referral of Sri Lanka to the ICC and other international accountability mechanisms to look into and investigate the crime of genocide that happened and is continuing to happen, that is being committed by the state. Now, these might be controversial with regards to members sitting opposite, but that is a fact, and those facts must not be hidden. And it is on that basis that I wish to make a small correction to the Honourable Sumandran's comments earlier this morning. We are talking about employees. I also wish to
Honourable Member, I wish to ask the Honourable Member, he made a reference to genocide and he said happening now. I would like him to clarify whether he meant now or what he really means by genocide, Honourable Chairman. Thank you.
Yeah, the Honourable Member knows genocide is not only the loss of life. When you target a particular national group in order to get rid of that identity as a nationality, that amounts to genocide. So whilst the targeting of lives happened right up till 2009, the complaint that Mr. Sumandran was making with regards to those 10 demands was regards to the systematic dismantling of the existence of the Tamils as a nation within the Northeast. Colonization is taking place through the archaeological department, various activities with sinister motives are taking place. So it is with regards to the continuing process of dismantling the identity of the Tamils that we say that the act of genocide is continuing. Now, I only have 7 minutes. If your party will give me the rest of the time, I'm quite happy to answer your questions. Okay.
Right. I mean, the way, the way we understand the word genocide, honorable member, is a deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular group.
No, if you read Article 5 of the Rome Statute, it'll make it very clear, honorable member. I have very little time. I just want to make this point also. You see, with regards to employees, I wish to make this point that I want 5 minutes because 5 minutes of my time has been taken.
Ajit,
I'm quite happy to answer, but give me some time.
Yeah, I also want to just tell you, honorable member, the word genocide means, for the benefit of my learned member, the word genocide means the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group. Now, your assessment of genocide, the word, is used in a completely wrongful manner. So just make sure that that is corrected, because otherwise the whole, I think my honourable friend Harsha Silva also made the same point. So I hope that will be made clear to you.
No, I'm quite happy to, honourable member, I'm quite happy to... I want 4 minutes, both sides have to give me 4 minutes, because I'm quite happy to accommodate them. But they must not take my time. Like because the honourable minister, relevant minister is here. I want to bring up certain issues also with regards to the honourable minister who sits next to me, which is the Minister of Higher Education. The definition of genocide is not what you say. That is a very non-legal definition. Kindly look at Article 5 of the Rome Statute. Now, can I continue with my...
Mr. Honorable member, the word genocide is, you can't use it loosely.
I'm not using it loosely.
I mean, they may
not
be in the
using it
government.
loosely. With all due respect to you, I'm a lawyer, I'm a qualified lawyer, and I also am very careful with the words I use. I think you of all people know that I will not make baseless allegations. I was also a witness. I'm also a witness to what happened. It is on that basis that I'm telling you that genocide took place, and it is the duty of the Tamil people to ask for justice for that genocide, right? And continuing, when you dismantle the identity of a nation, as you yourself read, it is the destroying of whole or in part of that identity. And that is the crime of genocide. Genocide does not only include the absolute loss of life.
And this is not a legal term. This is a simple English word. The meaning of that English word is what we should be conscious of. And it should not be used in a loose manner. As my honourable friend Harsha Silva also mentioned, it must be used in the correct context and in the correct meaning. So if that is not done, it's
Honourable Niwat Cabral, I think I'm more qualified to say, I'm more qualified to talk about the context in which the term is being used, because it's a legal term. It is a legal term, it is not a colloquial term. You all are giving colloquial interpretations to it. It's a legal term. And it is on the basis of that legal term that I am talking. Please look at Article 5 of the Rome Statute, and then we can have a debate on this. Why don't you ask your honourable frontbenchers to organize a debate on this? Why don't you ask your honourable members on the frontbenchers to organize a debate on this? Ask your president to also come and take part. He has a seat here. That will be a good idea. No, nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. Even better, why don't you sign up to the Rome Statute? Why doesn't the government sign up to the Rome Statute so that we can check, we can go to the ICC and actually find out whether genocide took place or not? Why are you running away from that? Why are you running away from that, Honourable Niwat Cabral, without disturbing me? The point I want to make, Honourable Member, is that with regards to no, I'm not giving way. With regards to recruitment.
But I will give you that 1 minute, honourable member. මෙතන මේ genocide කියන්නේ ජන සංහාරය කියන එක.
හරි ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා අද ඔක තවදුරටත් ගියොත් මේ
පාවිච්චි කරන්න එපා කියලා
ගරු ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමනි ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමනි දැන් මම කියන්නේ මම ජෙනසයිඩ් කියන වචනේ පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ
ගරු පොන්නම්බල මන්තුමා අද විවාදයට අදාළව අපි මේ යෝජනාව සාකච්ඡා කරමු නැත්නම් මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ අවසානයේ පොඩි තව වෙලාවක් තියෙන කාලය කළමනාකරණය කරගන්න බැරි වෙනවා.
අහන්නේ ඔබතුමාගේ නායකයාටත් මේ අපේ ගරු නිවාඩ් කබ්‍රාල් මැතිතුමාගේ නායකයාටත් කියන්නකෝ අපි මේ විවාදයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් ජෙනසයිඩ් ඇති වුණාද නැද්ද කියලා.
අපි ඒක වෙන දවසක කතා කරමු. ඔබතුමා යෝජනාවට අදාළව කතා කරන්නකෝ.
ඒකට හැංගෙන්නේ නැතුව ඒකට පිළිගන්නකෝ. අපි විවාදයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ
කබ්‍රාල් මැතිතුමා
ඉන්නවා. යාටත් කියමු අපි විවාද කරන්න පුළුවන් නේ. මගේ මේ කතාව බාධා කරන්න නැතුව කරුණාකරලා ඉඳ දෙන්න.
debating today අද අපි මේ සාකච්ඡා කරන්නේ සේවක අර්ථසාධක අරමුදල පිළිබඳව. මේකට සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම පටහැනි ටොපික් එකක් මේ ගෙනලා කතා කරන්නේ. අපිට තේරෙන්නේ ඇයි මෙහෙම කරන්නේ කියලා. මේ වචනෙත් අනිත් ඒ වැරදි විදිහට පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ.
ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා යෝජනාවට අදාළව කතා කරන්නේ නැත්නම් සභාව නොමග ගියාම සභාව වෙනස් පැත්තකට ගමන් කරනවා.
මම නෙමෙයි බාධා කරේ ගරු
බාධා කරේ නෑ ඔබතුමාගේ වචන පාවිච්චියේදී සභාව නොමග යනවා.
මගේ කතාවට බාධා කරනවා නම් මට වෙලාව දෙන්න. කරුණා කරලා.
නෑ වෙලාව දැන් වැඩිපුර දීලා තියෙන තවත් දෙන්න අමාරු වෙලාව ඔබතුමාට.
මිනිත්තු 4 දෙන්න.
නෑ 4 දෙන්න විදිය නෑ දැන් කාලේ අවසන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
මගේ කාලේ ඉතින් ඔබතුමා බාධා කරන්න දෙන්න හොඳ නෑනේ.
නෑ මම පුළුවන් තරම් ඔබතුමාට දුන්නේ
honorable member
දැන් වැඩිපුර විනාඩි 3ක කාලයක් දීලා
I told you at the beginning if you're going to allow them to speak you gave the mic that was not even a point of order so you must give me the 4 minutes
හරි ඔබතුමා තා විනාඩියකින් ඔබතුමාගේ කතාව අවසන් කරන්න.
No I'll take 2 minutes the Jaffna University is recruiting people from the Ministry of Education. This is with regards to employment non-academic staff. I want the honorable member this is a matter of urgency because the honorable His Excellency the President when he took office made a statement quite correctly probably the only correct thing that he did to say that no political appointments must be made that this has ruined this country and that no political appointments must be made and in doing so the UGC stopped essentially suspended circular 876 which essentially allows the Ministry of Education to come up with a list to appoint non-academic staff members. There was no transparency, there is no accountability, nobody knows how people get on that list. The earlier system was that you used to advertise for vacancies and people would apply and the qualified people would get the job. Here, despite the President suspending that circular 876, the Jaffna University has been sent a list from the ministry to recruit. And we all know that it is the Honorable Douglas Devananda and the Honorable Angajan Ramanathan who have filled that list. Now, is this cronyism going to continue despite the President openly saying and making it a policy? In fact, he made it a policy statement in his speech. Is this going to continue? Either the President is not being told the truth. It's a good thing. I'm complimenting your President.
நாங்க தாரேன் நீங்க இங்க வந்து உட்காருங்க